Peace, peace, peace. Welcome back. Welcome to another episode of Echoes Beyond the Veil. Sorry, I'm eating some candy. Knowing I got a toothache. Um, Today we just want to look at some paranormal clips. I got my books handy. The last time I said I wanted to get my book, Encyclopedia of Spirits by who I always butcher people's names. Excuse me if I butcher this author's name. But Judika, Judika, Ills, or Illes. Sorry if I pronounce your name wrong. Illes. Okay. Encyclopedia of Spirits. And then we have Names of the Damned, the Dictionary of Demons. See, I got my little tabs in both books. I'll be studying. Before we get into any book here, let's run my little intro clip. My last audio clip got flagged in certain countries because of just the background music I had. So let's run my own audio. Let's run my own audio.
What I say? Boom, 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 boom. Boom, leave me alone. You ain't nothing but drama, bitch. I'm out that mix. Crossroads, put you in the ditch. Popping that hot boy shit, you must be dummy. Smoking that drop or something. 420 something. Acting like that ain't nothing. Nigga, just drunk. Fatherless child. That's a whole 10 years, nigga. I thought. Falsely accusing, I ain't do nothing. Full custody, yeah, nigga, I got it. Full custody, yeah, nigga, I got it.
Eating candy knowing I have a toothache, right? Knowing I probably got to get this tooth pulled. All right, let's try to lock in for a little toothy. Let's start with some paranormal clips from TikTok, and then we might transition on over to YouTube. Hold up. Wait. I forgot how to do this. Give me a second. It's gonna come back. They open this little side window. I gotta share my screen, right? All right, let me share my screen. Scariest things caught on camera. You think I should open the TikTok app? I think it looks better when we're looking at it from the TikTok app, right? Hold on, let me see how it looks over here. I want you guys to be able to see like shadow images and whatnot. Sorry if my TV is loud. It's not time for my toddler, so if you turn it from cartoons, she will wake up. All right, let's see if we can just run this here. I may have to open the TikTok app, but let's see.
Ed, look at Carly!
Get up here, Carly!
Peace. Welcome back.
What the
Welcome
hell
if you're new
was
to the
that?
channel. So did y'all see that? We're gonna run it back, but I don't know if you can hear me with the audio being so loud. Peace, welcome if you're new to the channel. Welcome back if you're new to the platform. Echoes Beyond the Veil. I'm your host. I go by Sweet263. I also go by Skinny. I have a speech impediment. I stutter really, really badly. I try to keep my talking to a minimum on days where I don't feel like I'm having a good speaking day, but I guess that's not the case today. So let's try to roll out some of these supernatural / paranormal clips. You know that this is a supernatural based podcast. So we like to cover things of the supernatural, death, demons, and other spiritual entities of the sorts. Okay, so let's get back to this clip. So let's see if we can go back.
Scariest things ever caught on camera.
Ed, look at Carly!
Get up here, Carly!
this long ass arm, whatever the hell that thing was.
What the hell was that?
Then you go over there and it's nothing over there.
See, and you think I'm crazy. The first time I'm here by myself, there's a picture on the floor, and it just...
Is it moving? I didn't see it. Oh,
And I'm home alone,
shit.
right?
Hold on now.
But the reflection shows.
Oh, I gotta pause it over here. My bad.
Scariest things ever caught on.
Alright, let's pause it right quick. Oh, so many things to analyze. First,
Camera.
Ed, look at Carlin.
right. You see this long, hopefully you guys can see the cursor, the marker. I forgot if I was operating on TikTok through the web browser or on the actual TikTok app. But you see this long, lanky looking, I guess it's an arm. It could be an eyeball, because whatever it is, it's not human. Look.
Get up here, Carly!
Oh, hold on. Go back. Go back. I didn't see that. All right, hold on. I hate that my mouse pad be acting real janky.
Get up here!
But you see, it's like an entity, a person. I wish I could zoom. Oh, I could zoom in. Oh, that's cool. I can zoom in. You see this thing right here? What do you think that is? A skinwalker? And look how long the arm is. Is that not normal?
Carly! What the hell was that?
And then he goes over there and it's nothing over there. That's crazy. I just was talking about the cycle pumps yesterday, and then here it goes in this book today. I was trying to look up skinwalkers in this book, but they might be under a different name, a different alias.
See, and you think I'm crazy. The first time I'm here by myself, there's a picture on the floor, and it just...
And I'm home alone, right? But
This one, it could just be like a ghost. You know what I'm saying? Residual energy, like someone, a spirit, an entity that did live on that property. Probably not in that house per se, but probably if there was a house there previously or a building complex, um, especially if there's like a hospital or like a mental institute, or even a graveyard, because people do tear down graveyards and build houses and apartment complexes and different buildings on top of um, said uh, grounds. So it could just be a residual. I'm not going to repeat it because I'm going to stutter over it. But it could just be a lingering spirit. But that's too close for comfort. It looks like they're like shoulder to shoulder almost. But for her to capture something like that and you just sitting so calm, that's pretty weird. That's pretty weird to me. Look, they're literally shoulder to shoulder. And she just chilling.
shows.
Just chilling. But let's check out some of these comments. Let's see what the comments say. Wish I could remove this. Yeah, not interested. There we go. Right, the girl on the couch was way too calm. Oh, the one at the door slam. Right, me when she showed the TV, that's bugged out for real. Me hiding in the comment section. The reflection one was creepy. Not the TV reflection. Or do you think maybe she might have an entity attached to her? Because things like that happen too. So I was trying to look in this book for skinwalkers. I forgot the other name that they go by. Like they go by different names. Like it could be a I gotta freshen up on my paranormal. Yeah, be having little notes and stuff for myself. But when I come back to the book, um, let's keep
Scariest things
going.
ever caught on camera.
All right, give me a second. I gotta switch tabs. Yeah, just open the next video. All right, let's capture the screen over here. Give me a second. Check. I'm not gonna keep moving this off the screen. Should have stick all this off the screen. Again, I think if I was in the TikTok app, it wouldn't show all of that. But because I'm on the desktop in the web browser, it's showing me all, it's showing me all of the advertisements in the home. Let me go back to TikTok. Here we go.
Looks over at his roommate's bed and he sees this. And look, he starts freaking out because that's not his roommate. My man grabs his glasses to make sure he's seeing what he sees. But wait till he goes over to the bed and removes the blanket. He needs to get a priest ASAP because that's not normal. He needs to bless his whole home. I could never sleep in this house ever again if I experienced something like this. You see how it moves the blanket and everything. But there's nobody underneath the blanket. My man was literally being taunted by a demon. Freaking out because, hey, y'all. So this dude looks over at his
Look at this thing. Again, it could be another skinwalker.
roommate's bed and he
And you can see all of the features. You see the eyes, you see the nose, the face, the forehead, all of that. And it moves.
sees this. And look, he starts freaking out because that's not his roommate. My man grabs his glasses to make sure he's seeing what he sees. But wait till he goes over to the bed and removes the blanket. He needs to get a priest ASAP because that's not normal. He needs to bless his whole home. I could never sleep in this house ever again if I experienced something like this. You see how it moves the blanket and everything. But there's nobody underneath the blanket. My man was literally being taunted by a demon. Freaking out because, hey,
All right, hold on real quick. Let me look at this book. Spirits and their speciality. 1039. 1039. 1039. 1039. Right here, spirits and their speciality. Just give me a second. UCPDGH. Oh, that was your fucking name. They actually don't have anything here about skinwalkers. And I know it's under another name. It's going to take me a while to remember. But that was just weird, though. Somebody said it's an edit. A lot of people say it's edited.
Oh,
Let's
so
watch it
this
again.
dude looks over at his roommate's bed and he sees this. And look, he starts freaking out because that's not his roommate. My man grabs his glasses to make sure he's seeing what he sees. But wait till he goes over to the bed and removes the blanket. He needs to get a priest ASAP because that's not normal. He needs to bless his whole home. I could never sleep in this house ever again if I experienced something like this. You see how it moves the blanket and everything. But there's nobody underneath the blanket. My man was literally being taunted by a demon. Freaking out because
I don't know, y'all. It's hard to say. Somebody said up and moving out. It says, so obviously a fake video. When he pulls the blanket off, the blanket covers the entire field of view of the camera. The video is cut and replaced. Franklin's son disappeared. What I noticed, though, let me see if we can skip a little forward in the video.
hey y'all
What I
and
noticed,
everything. But there's nobody underneath the blanket.
what I noticed was kind of like, what is it called? An imprint. Like someone was laying there, like a body imprint. So even if it was edited and, you know, someone was laying there, whoever, and then the next cut scene was like them not being there, you can still see like the imprint of a body or a person.
Nobody underneath the blanket. My
Oh,
man was literally
let me go back a little
being
bit further. My
taunted by
bad. Let me go back a little bit further.
nobody underneath the blanket. My man was the blanket and everything. But there's nobody underneath
Okay, like right here, it looks like, you know, a little indentation, a little, you know, a little groove, like somebody was laying there.
the blanket. My man was literally being taunted by a demon. Freaking out because, hey y'all. So this dude looks over at his roommate's bed and he sees this. And look, he starts freaking out because that's not his roommate. My man grabs his
Somebody said,
glasses to make sure he's
somebody said that they seen the pause right before he grabbed the blanket.
seeing what he sees. But wait till he goes over to the bed and removes the blanket. He needs to get a priest ASAP because that's not normal. He needs to bless his whole home. I could never sleep in this house ever again if I experienced something like this. You see how it moves the blanket and everything. But there's nobody underneath.
I did see the little glitch right before he reached for the blanket. Somebody would say it would be edited because of that little glitch. Clearly a cut edit. They stitched between the video when he pulls the blanket to the camera. Almost a clean transition, but you can see it as the screen flashes white. I don't know, chat. What you think? What you think? Let's um let's go to the next video. Next thing, this thing's called on camera, share audio. I'm not gonna keep doing that for every video.
Bro, what in the ever loving shit am I looking at right now? Dude, this kid's coming up on me. Like, Hey, buddy. Are you okay? You can't be out here. Where's your mommy?
Hey, Dad, look at Carly.
Get up here, Carly!
I think it's the same one, my bad.
What the hell was that?
Yeah.
Scariest things ever caught on camera.
Bro, what in the ever loving shit?
Check on them. I'll go to some city. Um, okay, let's go back to that clip one more time, and then we're going to wrap it up.
Am I looking at right now? Dude, this kid's coming up on me. Like, hey, buddy. Are you okay? You can't be out here. Where's your mommy?
Hey, Dad, look at Carly.
Get up here, Carly! What the hell was that?
Scariest things ever caught on camera.
Seems like that one clip of Harley, whoever that was, and that skinwalker looking creature, just in case you're wondering, they're all fake. These comments are very bogus. What do I look at that? let's check out these people.
Scariest things ever caught on camera.
No. Why would we even do that?
Y ahorita
Scariest things ever caught on camera.
Listen. Yeah. So this video, it actually made like the hair on my neck and arm stand up because I've witnessed like all of these things happen, not in my home, just in random places. Like in my childhood home before it burned down, there would always be like banging on the window, and it would always be like during a storm, like a hurricane or like a regular just thunderstorm. And it wasn't like trees, even though there was like branches and stuff that used to, you know, kind of like lay over the house. But like the way this banging was banging on the wall, you could tell it wasn't the branches. Like, you can tell when like branches hit the, the window from wind and shit. But it was like banging like this, like bam, 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 bam. I mean, most times, of course, we didn't go look out the window because we're kids, you know what I mean? So, so we were shook. Um, but just, I don't know, a bunch of weird stuff's just always been happening to me. But the fact that he opened the door after seeing the silhouette of, I guess, what appeared to be a boy, but then after he opened the door, it looked like a little girl with like longer black hair. That shit was spooky. I wouldn't have not even opened the door. Let's start there. Look, clearly you can see, you know what I mean? And he's screaming, shouting, hey, let me out. I guess that's what he's saying. I don't know. And he goes to open it. Now look. And it's laughing. I'm sorry. You would have had to catch a couple slugs. Nothing there. Fire in the hole. I'm gonna throw a grenade in there. This one was creepy too. But I've witnessed things like this. I didn't see like a human entity, like a face, but just seen like shadow figures. And that's where I'd be like looking back behind me because I know my kids will try to creep up on me and scare me or whatever. But I'd be looking, I'd be checking, like, don't be walking up on me, straight up. Whoa. So bad. What's crazy is he wasn't even looking at the guy or the camera. Oh, let me go back a little bit further so I can pause it. He's looking this direction, over yonder. My man's is right here. The camera is right here. You looking over yonder. What you looking at? And what's up with this right here? What is this? Is this a photo album? Is this a book? What is this? Nothing. It's a vent right here though. So what? A ghost, a spirit, a skinwalker? Or you think it was a lower level demon? Hard to say. And this, I don't know, this one's just weird. Like, of course, if you're going to look in the sewer, you're going to have your flashlight on. I mean, it's no mystery that history, people have traveled through underground tunnels or sewers in order to get from one place to the next. So maybe the people down there was transporting from one place to the next, and they was getting ready to come up on some Ninja Turtle type, you know? And then they see someone with a flashlight, which they probably could have thought, you know what I'm saying, like the cops, the police. So they got scared. Not not saying it couldn't be anything paranormal or supernatural, but obviously the camera guy was shook. But it doesn't even look like you have the flashlight on. Like this just looks like natural street light. But who am I to say? Go for it, tell. I'm trying to pause it.
Y ahorita yo.
And this one, have y'all seen that movie, A Night at the Museum, where all of the statues, whether they was like dinosaur bones or just like statues that was built, created, like they would come alive at night. I think that was called A Night in the Museum, or it might have been called something else. Stuff like that is just weird to me. Um, my first children's mother, when my first children's mother, when her nanny died, we moved into her nanny's house, you know, and she was, you know, elderly, 80, 90 years old. But she had some of those old ass paintings from like the 20s and 30s, maybe the 1910, 1920s era. You know, those old ass Victorian ass paintings that just look weird and look creepy. Um, the ones that look like the eyes move. And I felt like those paintings were watching me. So when I moved in there, I put all of those paintings in the back room and I laid them against the wall, like not face down, but like face against the wall. I just never felt, um, I don't know, I just never felt safe in there. Like I just always felt like somebody was watching me, especially those old ass paintings. Whoever those people was, I'm sure it was her family, but those paintings, portraits, whatever, they was just, again, weird shit has just always been happening to me. But watch how his head turns from looking straight to now looking where they just passed. And it's quick. It's quick now.
Juro que ahorita yo muro.
Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it.
Scariest things ever caught.
Look at it. All right. Hold on. Before we go, 'cause I think a lot of these I did have saved already. Let's get at it. No. Let's go to the next clip. Let's another little breakout here. You can't see it. Okay, let's capture the screen. All right, so this video I believe is about timeline jumping, timeline hopping. And I was having a conversation about this morning about psychopops, about timeline shifting, timeline hopping, timeline jumping, whatever you want to label it as. And also, you know, like reapers, grim reapers, or like soul collectors. And we're actually going to look all of these up. I know I was just looking at psychopops in this book. But the question I pose, and I'm gonna actually wait before we actually get to the question I pose. And I probably should just show you guys all of the examples of psychopomps throughout different world cultures from the book, because for me to read all of these out loud, it also says see spirits of death. So would that be S for spirits or D for death? Let's go ahead and check S because we're right here. Shark spirits, snake spirits, guardians of slaves, guardians of soldiers, star spirits, sun spirits, swamp queens, swine deities. Damn. I haven't really been through this whole book. Like a lot of my books are reference books. Like I just use them for what I need to use them for. Snake charmer, that's cool. Okay, let's go back. It says see death, spirits of. So let's go to D. Let's see if we can get okay. Okay, right here, yeah. Death, spirits of. I'm gonna have to turn my camera off for you guys. Barons, Baron Samedi, Mammon, Bridget, Gabriel, Hades, Oya, and it says see psychopops, where we just left. So a lot of them are the same. Black Dog, Banshee, Anubis, Gabriel, Hermes, Simbi, Siren, La Siren, Valkyries. I heard that before. But yeah, these death spirits. Okay, hold on. Let's get to the clip first, and then we can talk about these death spirits.
You switch to a new universe where you survived. Think of it this way. Every moment where you could die, you can't die because every time you should, you switch to a new universe where you survived. Think of it this way. Every moment where you could die, reality splits into different versions. In one universe, you die. In another, you survive. Both outcomes happen simultaneously in parallel worlds. But here's the thing. You can only experience the universes where you're alive. Dead versions of you can't perceive anything. So your consciousness automatically continues only in the timeline where you survived. From your perspective, you always survive, no matter the odds, because the you in the universe that you're alive in has not yet experienced any danger, so you will have no recollection of it. But here's the disturbing part. Every lethal moment somehow resolves in your favor. You'd survive countless situations that should have killed you, while everyone you knew died normally years ago, and this might have already happened. Every close call you've survived, maybe you actually died in other timelines. And you're just the version of you that keeps making it through by impossible luck. You can't die because every time you should, you switch to a new universe where you survived. Think of it this way. Every moment where you could die, reality splits into different versions. In one universe, you die. In another, you survive. Both outcomes happen simultaneously in parallel worlds. But here's the thing. You can only experience the universes where you're alive. Dead versions of you can't perceive anything. So your consciousness automatically continues only in the timeline where you survived. From your perspective, you always survive, no matter the odds, because the you in the universe that you're alive in has not yet experienced any danger, so you will have no recollection of it. But here's the disturbing part. Every lethal moment somehow resolves in your favor. You'd survive countless situations that should have killed you, while everyone you knew died normally years ago, and this might have already happened. Every close call you've survived, maybe you actually died in other timelines. And you're just the version of you that keeps making it through by impossible luck. You can't die because every time.
Okay. But this is a good rabbit hole. I don't know if I can read this out loud. I'm gonna try without stuttering. Ooh, it's a lot. Ooh, it's a lot. Ooh, it's a lot. I don't know if I can read that much without stuttering. I should give it a go, huh? Let's do it. Quantum immortality doesn't make sense, and here's why. Let's say I smoke a ton and that leads to cancer in my 30s and I die in my 40s. Would I have never smoked in the new reality? Would I have only smoked a bit? Would I have just have survived cancer? What does that say about reality? there's another theory called the block universe theory. I've heard that too. That that Einstein's theory on relativity supports. In short, the theory states that everything you experience happens at the same time and that you just perceive it in three-dimensional format, which means that everything that will happen in your life will be set in stone because in that theory, all of 4D, which is time, exists all at once, which completely contradicts quantum immortality. For one, there's a lot of misconception on how alternate dimensions would work and exist. And excuse me. In one theory, our entire observable universe would be a small bubble that exists in an infinite space of those small bubbles. Your consciousness would have to travel that infinite bubble field until it found a universe where Earth exists and you do. And had you had the exact same life, your consciousness, which can't even seem your consciousness, which can't even comprehend the scale of our observable universe, would have to trek through infinite, instant, infinite, no, excuse me, infinity instantaneously, which I personally think is fairly unlikely. There's another theory about different timelines, which believes time splits at every single moment and that everything that could happen does happen simultaneously at the same time, just parallel to itself. There, there's a couple other studies that question how time works and say that it folds in on itself and doesn't move in a straight line, which would complicate all of those other theories. Moral of the story, our three-dimensional minds can't even begin to understand how time or the universe works, which is why we make theories. With what we currently know about ourselves, the universe, we are dumb because we're small little creatures on a rock flying through a vast, complex system of chemical reactions that we are a part of. And that hasn't even gone through the 1%. And that hasn't even gone through 1% of its life yet. So don't worry about it. Go get some pizza and go tell your family and friends that you love and appreciate them. Very good points. Very good points. I do have a book I started reading on different timelines and different dimensions. I should have got that book. It may be in a box somewhere. I gotta find one because it wasn't on the bookshelf. But I was just talking about that earlier. How everything is happening all together all at once. And it's a movie on Netflix like that. It may still be on Netflix. It's called Everything. It's called Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's like 2 hours long. Uh, let's keep going through these comments and see what other people say. Somebody said, so basically it's like a dream. We wake when we die. They say the brain can't process that. Somebody said, then how come no one is 1,000 years older? Somebody said, what about grief? Energy cannot be created nor destroyed, but it can be transferred from one form to another. This will stop everyone on your dream. You are in a different dimension and it you are in different dimensions and you every time you die or survive. I don't know how they typing, but I think they was typing too fast because there's some typos. Think about when you wake up, you say to yourself, damn, I didn't make it this time. But in other dreams, you made it. Your your dreams is you time traveling to your other self. That's why you see people you never met They said meant, but I think they mean met. You never met before. Think about it. All right, let's find some better comments because a lot of these comments are just troll comments. Someone said, I like, I like this theory, but one problem is when all of you use reach 80 or 90 years old and you all die, do you still switch to a new universe as a younger person? That makes none sense. And they spell n- n- nonsense or nonsense or no sense. They spelled it wrong. And sense is spelled like seance. So I don't know if that was a typo or if they just can't spell. Somebody said, so you telling me when you die, so you're telling me when we die, we then become conscious in another universe, not confused how we got there, or never mind, I'm confused right now. Yeah, these comments are not really the best. That's a lot of troll comments. But I do think, um, as far as timeline shifting, hopping, jumping, I think at the time of death, you can jump to the nearest timeline where you didn't die or where you still living or alive. Um, but that timeline would be a parallel universe. So it's almost the same as your life that you just lost, but it's a few slight variations. Again, I can't confirm or deny that, but I know I had a lot of near death experiences in this lifetime. And I mean, like I'm still here in the land of the living, but I also have um, memories or dreams where I'm actually, dying or being killed. But then, like, I wake up and it's just a dream. And it's like, oh, well, I didn't die. And then there's the question of people say, well, if you get killed in your dream, do you get killed in real life or do you die in real life? I guess that's total speculation too. Even though a lot of people die in their sleep or die in their dreams,
What's the
it's
Say hi to my friends.
okay?
It's on video.
it's still up for
You
question.
can't die because every time you should, you switch to a new universe where you survived.
It's still up for question. Let me see if we can find some more videos on the context. I don't want to say that I did have some clips saved. Let's stop sharing the screen. So let's go back. Let me capture the screen right quick. Sorry, I was gonna try to put music in the background, but once I start sharing my stream, my clips, they're gonna flag it for this copyright. All right, let me just make sure we got the screen share going. All right, origins of Skinwalker in the Navajo tradition. I feel like it's in another book because I was reading about it. I thought it was this book. It might be another book I got. I have a lot of books, and I don't read them all front to back, cover to cover. A lot of my books be reference books. But in one of these books, I was reading about skinwalkers. Um, it might have been a different book, but let's see what they talk about here. Um, Navajo skinwalker. It's known as this word. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. Literally means by means of it, it goes on all fours. It is one of several types of harmful witches and is considered the most dangerous. Skinwalkers are human beings who have chosen to practice harmful witchcraft rather than the community serving ceremony roles of medicine people. In Navajo belief, witchcraft is a part of the spiritual and cultural fabric, with both good and evil forms existing alongside humans. Medicine people use spiritual powers for healing and protection, while skinwalkers misuse them for harm. Let's kind of skip past Wikipedia because we all know Wikipedia can be edited, uploaded by whoever. Let's check this out real quick. Mm, mm-hmm. Truth is, we will never know. We will never know. Oh, it's correct. Hopefully, you guys can see that video. I didn't even check to see if y'all could see that video because I wasn't screen sharing that tab, that slide. Never heard screen record. It's actually like this tab. Let's go here. And let me make sure my screen is showing the right tab because I don't think y'all can see that last video. My bad. Sure, screen. What is a skinwalker? And I'm mad the screen don't change when you know what I mean? I'm mad the screen don't change when I click on it. Like I have to manually shift tabs. I'm mad y'all showing everything I was looking up. Like, damn. Okay, move all of this shit. Just tell everybody. What is a skinwalker? Origin, legend, sightings, and what they look like. Obviously, they can morph into different forms, different animals. I'm not going to read verbatim. I'm just going to kind of skim over some information. It's a human being associated with harmful witchcraft, described as able to take human form, possess an animal, or disguise themselves as one. Because this topic is tied to death, taboo, and community harm, many Diane people will consider it inappropriate or dangerous to discuss casually, especially with outsiders or in entertainment first base. That literal sense matters. It frames the idea of a person moving into a four-legged mode of being rather than a random forest creature with antlers. A lot of modern internet imagery, skulls, antlers, deer-headed humanoids, is actually a mashup of multiple horror aesthetics and sometimes it tangled with Wendigo imagery, which originates in Algonquian. I probably said that wrong. Speaking of traditions and is a different being with different meanings. The cultural skinwalker. I forgot what it is. I think kids can be African or something. The cultural skinwalker backdrop. Balance, walking in beauty, and witchcraft stories itself. We're not going to read verbatim here. So this is what some of the images look like. Again, different animals with different shape shifters. Humanoid origin. A person who chooses harmful witchcraft rather than community serving ceremony roles. Animal transformation, disguise, possession. A lot of this stuff is repetitive. Not a healer archetype. Sources repeat. Distinguish this form from medicine people and healing work. Taboo with fear. Discussion is avoided because it is linked to death and concepts in relation to fear. Here's something new. Animal forms often mentioned. A skeptic overview is contemporary descriptions note skinwalkers are often reported in the form of handful of I'm going to start on this word. A carnivorous, is that the word? It's carnivorous or omnivorous animal. Coyotes, wolf, fox, and sometimes the owl or crow. Why these animals? A coyote is widely presented in Southwest indigenous storytelling and is frequently entangled with themes of trickery, boundary crossing, and danger. This doesn't mean coyote equals evil. It means coyote is symbolically loaded. Owls, crows, ravens in many cultures carry night signs, symbolism which can slot into fear narratives. Get us out of here. I don't know if I was showing everything I was looking up on Etsy. That ain't nobody's business. What is this skinwalker? Okay, we pretty much carried. We pretty much covered all of that. Um, hmm. But yeah, again, a lot of this information is repetitive. I'm looking at the demon to work with under necromancy just to see. But I know it's only going to list out the names. So we got to make a table time. Okay, let's go back. So we learned what a skinwalker is, briefly on their origins. Let's look at some of the images. And I think I showed it the last time on the last episode. We kind of showed what a skinwalker looks like. And again, the wolf-looking creatures. Some of them can be humanoid, animalistic. That's the word I was trying to merge animalistic and animaloid, which I don't even think is a real word, but animalistic and humanoid-ish. They have different shapes and sizes and different animals and creatures. Um, but we understand that this comes from the Navajo legends. Right. Let me go back because I know the screen share doesn't change tabs when I do. I have to manually change tabs, and I don't like that.
And I'm not sure what to make of it, other than it was engineered for some purpose. This actually.
I'm trying to see if we can find a short little video. I don't want to watch nothing too extensive right now, unless it's just short little clips, you know. I know what I'm looking for, but they're not going to give me what I'm looking for. Yeah. What? Yeah. It's called something else, but I gotta remember what it's called. It's a walking spirit, but it's also something else. We will come back to it. Right. Like I don't really have a set direction on how this is gonna go or where this is gonna go. I'm kind of just winging it right now. Let's check out some paranormal caught on camera right quick while I assist my son with getting some whipped cream. Oh, gee. Okay, let's just start with the first one. And then we'll just come back and comment,
If you think your
moderate.
child may have autism, early action matters. Action Behavior Centers offers no cost.
A woman named Celsa Ann began noticing something very strange happening inside her home. For weeks, she claimed to hear unexplained noises and even saw objects moving. But no one believed her. One day, while home alone with her dog, she started filming as she searched different rooms. At first, nothing seemed out of the ordinary, but then something terrifying happened. take a look.
Okay, so I have been trying to catch this on video for at least 2 weeks now. I have been seeing things move. Everybody thinks I'm nuts. I know what I saw. There's nobody here. My doggy. Okay. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god! Okay. Oh my god, I told you. Okay.
Right in front of her eyes, a drawer slowly began to open on its own. There was no one there, no visible force, just the drawer, moving by itself. Celsa immediately panicked, backing away while continuing to record, repeating that she wasn't crazy. Moments later, the drawer moved again, confirming her worst fears. Watch closely.
Oh my god! I'm not crazy.
Whatever was inside her house, it wasn't human, and to this day, no one knows what she actually encountered. Before we jump into the next video, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for your support. Late one night, a TikTok user named Kubakoi was lying in bed, trying to relax with his cat nearby. Everything seemed normal until a sudden series of knocks echoed from the other side of his bedroom door. Confused and slightly uneasy, he got up to investigate. Take a look.
You're knocking on my bedroom door. Hello? Hello?
As he slowly opened the door, he noticed another door across the hallway slightly ajar. Before he could react, it suddenly slammed shut on its own. Frozen in place, Kubakoi stood there in silence, unsure of what he had just witnessed. Eventually, he retreated back to his room, clearly shaken. In a follow-up video, he revealed that the fear hadn't gone away after hearing strange voices coming from the same room. He gathered the courage to check again. This time, something even more disturbing happened.
I'm hearing voices coming from there. The last 20 minutes.
One of his shirts appeared to lift into the air before dropping to the floor. Whatever was inside that room, it didn't want to stay hidden. On December 21st, 2024, a mother named Anisha shared a chilling video recorded by her 4-year-old son. Curious about their elf on the shelf, the boy secretly set up a camera overnight, hoping to catch it moving. By morning, he eagerly checked the footage, but what he saw left him terrified. Watch closely. Instead of the toy shifting, a faint figure appeared in the frame. It looked like a child, standing completely still. There was no movement, no sound, yet within seconds the figure vanished into thin air. The unnatural stillness made it even more disturbing. When Anisha watched the clip, she was shaken. The figure appeared extremely thin, almost corpse-like, which only added to the fear. Some believe it was a spirit drawn to the elf, while others think it was just an illusion. But one question remains. What exactly did the child capture that night? In January 2025, a TikTok user named Nadia recorded a quiet playground late at night from inside her car. At first, Everything seemed completely normal until one detail stood out. Take a look. One of the swings suddenly began moving back and forth, aggressively, not just a slight breeze, but forcefully, as if someone was actually sitting on it. What makes this even creepier is that the other swing right beside it remained perfectly still. Even the trees in the background showed no signs of wind. Nadia could only watch in shock. So the question is, if there was no wind and no one there, what was pushing it? Was it just a strange coincidence or something unseen, enjoying the playground after dark? On September 26th, 2025, an aunt casually recorded her niece eating breakfast at the kitchen table. At first, the video seemed completely normal, just a quiet morning moment. But later, while rewatching the footage, something deeply unsettling caught her attention. Have a look. In the background, a dark, shadowy figure slowly passes by. It moves in an unnatural way, almost gliding, making the moment feel straight out of a horror scene. As the figure crosses the room, the light bulb suddenly flickers and dims, as if its presence is draining the energy around it. What makes it even creepier is a strange reflection visible on the fridge. It doesn't seem to match the child's movements, almost like something else is staring back, whether it's just an illusion or something more sinister. No one can say for sure, but one thing is certain. The aunt has never been able to forget what she saw in that clip.
You must be the new analyst.
Yes, first day.
6th floor. The team is quite dynamic. You're the new hire.
10 years in the industry, different company.
Which tools do you use?
Excel, PowerPoint, the usual.
Right, welcome. Henderson analysis, full deck, client ready by Friday. Mia, what's your approach to client analysis?
I start with the data, build the model, cross-reference.
How long does that take you?
3 days for something thorough.
Diana, how long for you? 4 hours? We'll talk after the meeting. I'm going to be honest with you. Please. Your experience is real, but the way you work is 10 years behind.
One night, a woman named Sarah experienced something she still can't explain. She was relaxing on her couch, watching TV, when suddenly she heard a strange musical sound coming from another room. Confused, she grabbed her phone and started recording. Take a look.
My daughter's been asleep for 2 hours. She's all the way over there. How is this standing up perfectly upright and turned on?
So just bounce back right quick, my bad. So I missed the other videos, but this happened to me a few years ago. Um, there was like a little fair we had where you like squeeze the stomach or you squeeze the hand and it like it like sing a little song or whatever, it does whatever. And Like, it was like late at night, like 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, like, and like the whole house was asleep, all the kids were asleep, like, and everything. And this toy's just going off, just singing and just like, you know, doing the usual, song or whatever that it was programmed to do. Um, and then it just started cursing, like saying a bunch of fucking curse words. And I got up, I threw that motherfucking toy out so quick, outside in the dumpster in the back. I said, if this toy come back in here tonight or at any point in time, oh, you gonna burn that thing. I ain't seen that toy since. But stuff like that happens, and it could be, again, I can't say that word, residual, is that how you say it? Residual energy, or it could be, you know, those, that's attracted to the toy, like a childlike spirit, excuse me, or it could be, what is it called? Or it could, I said a ghost, like a childlike spirit. I was going to say that again, but I just said that. What else could it be? It could be, um, not, not like motion censored, but, I later found out that some people at these warehouse factories, like when they're programming, I guess, the musical box inside of these toys, like some people, they'll record their own message on these devices. Again, meant to, cause fear and, you know, scare people and scare kids and whatnot. But something like that happened to me here. Something like that happened. Something like that happened with me here before. And we be real sketch about certain toys that we buy our kids or certain stuffed animals that we buy our kids, doll babies or whatever. If the shit look weird, it's not staying up in this house. I don't care how attached any of my kids are to any of these toys that they may get or any of these teddy bears or doll babies or anything. If the shit looks weird, if it's saying anything sideways, left field, if you moving from one spot to the next or any of that, you're done here. Okay? You are out of here. Listen, I don't play like that. I don't play like that. And I did a video. I did a video earlier. I don't think I shared it here yet. It's on my it's on my Facebook. It's on my social media. I may still have the video in my phone, but there was a mirror that fell up front, and no, like nobody was up there. Like it was like it was a mirror on a vanity, like a big ass mirror on like a, a dresser, like a vanity, and the mirror fell and cracked and everything. Like, and it was an LED light mirror, so like it had the built-in LED on the mirror, and the whole mirror fell down and cracked. It's not like glass shattered everywhere. The mirror just cracked, and like the light don't work. Like the dresser is fine. The dresser's still there to this day, but the mirror broke. The mirror cracked. And I gotta find the video. I'm gonna upload it here as a short. But I went up there with my EMF reader and I did like a sweep with the EMF reader, and it was like, it was going off. Like, there was something up there, a presence, an entity, a spirit or something. So I went up there and did a cleansing, with some, some sage and, some cedar and whatnot. And, I said some, some incantations or whatever. And just, I mean, I didn't do it nicely, but I forcefully asked said entity to leave because whoever you are, whatever you are, you're not welcome here. And if you're like an ancestral spirit, like anybody from my lineage that already passed on, that think you're watching out for me or my children or anybody, you're also not welcome here. You got to get the hell out of here because number one, you fucking up shit. Let's start there. Number two, you breaking shit. Even if you can't communicate with the land of the living or find different means to communicate, breaking shit, knocking over shit, that's not the way to get anybody's attention, especially not my attention. So I've like forcefully had to let them know, like, y'all got to get up out of here. Like, y'all not welcome here. Like, I don't really care what your purpose is. I don't know who you think you are, but you're not about to rock around here. So I did a cleanse and I did a smudge. and I wiped down the vanity, whatever, with some, Florida water and whatnot. And that was like late at night, again, after the house was settled. And then I went back the next day during the daytime with my EMF reader on the same type of time just to see if there was any spikes in the atmosphere or in the environment. Excuse me, I let the burp. Um, and like it was just good after that. But certain things I just don't. Certain things just I don't. Like I don't play around with. Like I know I be all into death and spirits in the afterlife and excuse me and whatnot. Excuse me, but some stuff I just don't play with. Nor do I just allow any entities or any spirits, ancestors or not, around my children. Like you gotta come correct. You gotta make yourself known in this household or around my presence. And if I can't do it, if we got something else for that, somebody else can do it. So stuff like this happens. That was the point I was getting at, not to,
On. She can't reach that. Hi, baby. And she's dead asleep when that thing just came on. There's no way.
Wait, if you were locked up at any Illinois juvenile detention center, like Cook County, the Audie home, or anywhere else in the system, a global settlement may be coming in 2026. Stay informed. This could...
I'm sorry, honey. I'm sorry.
The sound was coming from her daughter's toy. But there was one problem. Her child had been asleep for over 2 hours. As Sarah slowly approached the room, she saw the toy standing upright and playing on its own, something her daughter couldn't even do by herself. Trying to calm herself down, Sarah checked on her child, who was still fast asleep. But things got even worse. Moments later, while recording again, her heart monitor suddenly lost all its battery, completely draining without warning.
We usually turn that machine on every night.
I got headphones on, so I didn't hear my daughter get up from a nap. That's why I'm like, she was just right here taking a nap. Now she must have got up, but I didn't hear the rapid footsteps of her running. I didn't feel the vibrations in the floor because I got headphones on. So I usually tell if somebody walking in the room by the vibrations on the floor because I'm that energetically sensitive to my environment. But maybe she tiptoed out of here. I don't know. Or maybe somebody picked her up. But she got up from her nap just now. So I'm like looking over my shoulder.
At bedtime, I didn't turn it on tonight. For that thing to be on, like if I were to... What the was that? Okay, my whole body. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
No.
Mm-mm.
What is that? Nope. Nope. I told you to get out. My heart monitor battery just drained. My sensor battery just drained. That's what's going off right now.
You definitely got it.
Sarah began to fear that something wasn't right in her home. Was it just a malfunction, or was something unseen trying to make its presence known? Amelia had recently moved into a 250-year-old Victorian house.
What? Look at the scenery. First of all, why? If this house has been in the family 250 years, I might understand. I might let it slide. But if you invested in this piece of property knowing it was 250 years old, or because it was a Victorian era style based architectural design, and you think this is a fixer-upper, somebody done told you wrong. Let's see how wrong this is going to go.
House in the UK. One afternoon,
in the UK, we know the UK is heavy on supernatural, paranormal activity and entities.
He noticed a loose floorboard in one of the rooms and decided to lift it up out of curiosity. Beneath the wood, buried in dirt and old pipes, She discovered a coin dated 1904, but what shocked her even more was a strange, dusty book hidden beside it. The book looked like an old photo album with unusually thick pages. As Amelia flipped through it, the pictures became increasingly disturbing. Many of them showed empty rooms.
Look, just like those photos I was telling you of my first children's mother, Nanny's house, these old ass photos from the 20s and the 30s where it looked like the eyes be
rooms inside her own house. But each photo seemed to contain a dark shadow lurking in the background. Soon after finding the book, strange activity began. Take a look.
The rest of the album is filled with pictures of empty rooms that have an unsettling feeling. A dark shadow appears in all of these photos.
And it's like, it just stopped.
Oh,
and now it's like,
hell no.
Am I tripping out?
And you still sitting there, chilling?
Amelia noticed objects moving slightly on their own, and one night, she heard loud banging upstairs. Nervously,
Why would you be living here? And did you invest your money to fix this fixer-upper?
She grabbed her phone and went to investigate. Watch closely.
Stairs? No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Immediately.
As she entered the bedroom, the curtain suddenly flew open and a pair of headphones dropped from the wall without anyone touching them. Amelia was left terrified, wondering if opening the book had awakened something hidden in the house. To this day, Amelia still wonders if that mysterious book was never meant to be found.
Here, I got your phone.
From South Korea decided to explore an old abandoned apartment building late at night. While he was still outside, he spotted a dark, shadowy figure standing silently in one of the windows.
어디야?
You went inside the building to go and look for it?
But the moment he focused on it, the figure vanished instantly. Confused and curious, he rushed into the building to check that exact room, but it was completely empty. As he continued filming, he noticed strange markings all over the walls and even footprints in the thick dust on the floor. But the moment he pointed his camera toward the footprints, he heard footsteps approaching him from behind.
And listen, there's so many. Outside. There's so many haunted places here in the city where I'm at, but I don't go looking for trouble. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I'm interested in these type of kind of things. I'm interested in the paranormal, the supernatural, ghost entities, and all of that follow with that. But not to the point where I go ghost hunting or I go looking in abandoned buildings, because there's a lot of abandoned buildings out here in Chicago. But that don't mean I'm about to go ghost hunting and go exploring abandoned buildings. I don't do stuff like that. I don't go looking for trouble. You know what I mean? But if it's activity around me, or if it's something happening in my house, or something happens to me, my person, or my kids, then yeah, I'm definitely going to be curious first. I'm going to investigate. You know, I can't say I'm not going to be scared. I'm going to be a little scared. Just because, you know, You're dealing with things of the unseen. You're dealing with things of the unseen. So if you can't see it, then it's really kind of hard to identify what it is or what it is to, or what you need to do in order to, what I'm saying, protect yourself, so to speak. But I don't go looking for children. Okay, I got you. All right, chat. Hang tight.
Panicking, he ran into the same room where he had first seen the shadow and slammed the door shut. Immediately, his flashlight flickered off. When it finally turned back on, he tried looking for an escape, but the only window in the room was too high to reach. Then things escalated. Loud, scratching noises began on the door, as if long nails were dragging across it. The door handle twisted, and something started forcing its way in. He pushed the door shut with all his strength, as it shook violently. When the attack briefly stopped, he saw deep scratch marks on the wood.
Welcome to Wix Harmony. Take the speed of AI and pixel-level control to go from words into a full website that's entirely yours to shape. Need a new page, section, or a restyle? Ask Aria, your personal AI agent. And boom, there it is. Flow naturally between generating and doing it yourself. This is the new way to create. Wix Harmony.
If you ever wanted to start your own clothing brand, but you didn't want to buy inventory, handle shipping, or risk wasting your money, this video is for you. Today, I'm showing you a platform that lets you design, launch, and sell real products in just a few clicks. No warehouse and no upfront inventory, so there's no stress. Hey y'all, it's your girl Sharon B, Life by Sharon B. On this channel, I talk about side hustles, creator life, and building something of your own. Today, I'm walking you through a creator-friendly platform called TapStitch that makes starting your own brand actually realistic. So let's talk about TapStitch. TapStitch is a premium print-on-demand and drop-shipping platform built for creators and entrepreneurs. That means you design the product, TapStitch makes it, TapStitch ships it, your customer receives it, and you never have to touch inventory. This is not your basic print site. TapStitch is built for real brand building with better quality products, better design tools, and a smoother process from ideal to store. Y'all know I'm all about smart moves and multiple income streams. I don't want to spend hundreds or thousands of dollars on hoodies that might not sell. With Tap Stitch, I can test designs, see what my audience actually likes, and scale when I'm ready. If you've ever thought about launching a merch, a clothing line, or even a full brand around your personality, this is exactly the kind of tool that makes that possible. Let me show you how simple this is. First, you pick your product, a t-shirt, hoodie, crew neck, or whatever fits your brand. Then you upload your design, you choose your colors, and you preview your product in real time. Literally within minutes, you can go from an idea in your head to a real product people can buy. If you want to start your own brand, Tap Stitch makes it easy. You sign up, create your designs, and launch your store. No warehouse, no shipping headaches, and no upfront inventory. I'm working with Tap Stitch on this video, and I may earn a commission if you sign up using my link in the description, and I'll pin a comment at no extra cost to you. What I love about this is that it removes the biggest barriers for creators: money, logistics, and being overwhelmed. You don't need a manufacturer. You don't need thousands of dollars. You just need your creativity and your vision. If you've been sitting on ideas, this is your push to actually move on them. Tap Stitch is built specifically for creators who want to launch real products without holding inventory or dealing with shipping.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, chat, but already it's a no for me. I'm having teeth pain, so I've really been fasting all weekend because it's been really hard for me to chew on my left side because I think I got to get one of my molars. Well, I got to get my other molar pulled. Excuse me, I don't want to because I don't like teeth pain. So I just was eating everything I could on my right side. I don't know. It seems like the right side of my mouth is bothering me now too. So I pretty much just fasting all weekend. So I've been just trying to like snack and whatnot on, little snacks. So that's why you see me again, like snacking and whatnot. But whatever's going on here, it's definitely a no. If it's something banging on the door, an entity banging on the door that wants to get access to enter, it would be a no. To me, it would be a no.
Twisted in some room where he had.
Let's go back because I'm so confused on what's going on right now. I got to get the full story. Okay, so is this still the same person? We'll go to commercial.
If you think you're
room, but it was completely empty. As he continued filming, he noticed strange markings all over the walls and even footprints in the thick dust on the floor. But the moment he pointed his camera toward the footprints, he heard footsteps approaching him from behind.
Where are we at? Okay. He looks up. I'm over here shaking, just like I'm shaking, you know what I'm saying? Listen at him be all shook because I got headphones on. So, you know what I mean? So I just hear all of his heavy breathing and his nervousness. Now I'm over here like, what's going to happen? But you close the door and then, like, just know. I wouldn't even. Mm-mm. I'm shaking up. Oh shit. Oh shit. Yo, what if whatever that was, what if it would have got inside, yo? What is that?
Panicking, he ran into the same room where he had first seen the shadow and slammed the door shut.
That was his first mistake because I would have knew to go back the way I came out. Why would you go where you seen the shadow figure at? And then it sounds like something big. It was snarling and scratching at the door. And you seen him trying to hold the door back. Meanwhile, the door is like somebody trying to kick the door in. Like, bro, no. And I get it. You're scared. But you got to be a little bit more smart in the face of danger. Excuse me.
Immediately, his flashlight flickered off. When it finally turned back on, he tried looking for an escape, but the only window in the room was too high to reach. Then things escalated. Loud, scratching noises began on the door, as if long nails were dragging across it. The door handle twisted, and something started forcing its way in. He pushed the door shut with all his strength, as it shook violently. When the attack briefly stopped, he saw deep scratch marks on the wood.
That shit's strong. Do you hear the intensity at which that shit is banging on the door? Man, listen. And this is why I said, I don't go looking for trouble. I don't go exploring abandoned buildings. I don't go looking for anything paranormal, supernatural. I don't. And, like, I get it. I'm just gonna, be quiet.
Moments later, heavy footsteps returned, and the metal door began bending from powerful kicks. Terrified, he called the police, who later revealed that a brutal murder had once taken place in that very building.
Alright, besides that alarm, I just heard some more sounds. I don't know what it is, man, but this place is creepy.
This footage was recorded by a security guard working night shifts in an abandoned hospital that was about to be demolished. He had already witnessed strange things there many times, but one particular night turned into the scariest experience of his life.
This place is creepy.
No.
I want to get the out of here. Alright, guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and look over here. Checking the rooms and. Dude, this shit, honestly, like. Yeah,
While patrolling the empty
Yeah,
hallways,
get the hell out of
he
here, bro.
suddenly saw a heavy patient bed slide across the floor by itself,
And look, you can
slowly moving toward him as if
Hold on.
pushed by an invisible force.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Of course, shocked,
Let's wait till we
he
pan
tried
back
to
over.
stay calm, but moments later, a metal medical stool shot across the hallway and slammed hard into a door, hitting it with enough force to push it open. For a few days after that, everything returned to normal, and he assumed the haunting had finally stopped. But
Gotta
one
watch my
night,
surroundings.
as he was walking out of a room, his camera captured something terrifying.
All right, guys, I'm at the empty floors. I was hearing some noise coming up right now. It's kind of freaking me out, so I'm gonna be filming a little bit. Seeing some.
Oh, did you see that in the window? He saw it. You saw it. Now it ain't there.
A dark, human-shaped silhouette standing near the window.
See that? Look at that.
The figure disappeared instantly, leaving the guard shaken and confused about what truly haunted that hospital.
I wouldn't even work in
A man
places
had
like
been
that.
living in a house that many believed was haunted.
I gotta wrap it up soon because I know I keep my toddler. She just got up. So we're gonna have to wrap it up. This is the last video. Chat. Then we gonna wrap it up.
But for a long time, he tried to ignore the signs. At first, the disturbances were subtle, doors creaking open on their own, faint noises echoing through empty rooms, and objects slightly out of place. He brushed it off as imagination, but over time things began to escalate. Take a look.
This is how easy it is to buy shares of properties on RealBricks. You can scroll down to a property that you're interested in.
Dude. Scare me, dog.
Okay. Hell no. Don't open the door.
Off, dog.
Why do you got this open right here? Shut that.
Why every time I'm alone, dude?
Yeah, man, can come in?
There's some noise coming from
You see me,
Oh,
right?
hell no.
No. Switch motion. Somebody would have had to feel him. I don't play like that, y'all boy. Go on about your business now. Did he go outside?
No, what's that noise?
Why are you outside, bro? It's hard to go feed my toddler. She's steady calling.
Crap.
Is he locked out?
Garage door's locked. I don't want to go in there. Shit. It was not like that, dude. I can't see shit through this screen. I can't see nothing through the goddamn screen.
Wait, I'm trying to say something.
Is that water? God, this thing is. It's like, well,
Yes, that is a window too. God dang, that thing's fucking filthy. Hello? Hello?
Whatever that was is now in the room with him.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, shit.
It's my lighter.
Oh.
I don't know why.
I was about to say, I know they didn't just come in here and smack the shit out of him. All right, y'all. I would love to keep leaning in, but I gotta wrap it up. Well, I don't want that breakout right there. I gotta wrap it up. I gotta feed my toddler. She ready to eat her noodles. Thanks for hanging out with me today. It was a short stream, even though we're at the 2-hour mark. It was a short stream. Again, I didn't really have a direction for where the stream was headed or what we was going to get into. I just kind of wanted to get up here and just kind of check out some paranormal / supernatural. And get some coffee too. But thanks for hanging out. Thanks for hanging out. Come back later for more. Yeah, it's fine. Correct. Ready to eat it? Okay, I come right now. I come right now. Okay. Thanks for hanging out. Come back later for more. I would say streams because I'm used to streaming. Come back for the next podcast episode. Again, I'm trying to get a special guest on to talk about her near-death experience where she was pronounced clinically dead and came back from the other side. I had near-death experience. I was never pronounced clinically dead. But this individual has been. I'm trying to get her on the podcast, on the camera to tell her story. She's not really camera friendly, tech friendly. She just kind of stays in the shadows. She's not even on social media. But I'm trying to get her on to tell her near-death experience of being pronounced clinically dead and then returning back from the dead and then feeling alienated, like I guess she's not supposed to be here. And then that can help me segue into my story about how I feel like I escaped death way too many times and I'm not supposed to be here. So I experienced a tremendous amount of unfortunate events in the land of the living. Hey. Don't do that, okay? All right. You ready to eat? Okay. And you got your phone, right? Okay. I come right now. All right. Roll the outro and then we can get up out of here.
What I say?
What I say?
Leave me alone. You ain't nothing but drama, bitch. I'm out that mix. Crossroads, put you in the ditch. Popping that hot boy shit. You must be dummy. Smoking that drop or something. 420 something. Acting like that ain't nothing. Like I just out this truck. Fatherless child. That's a whole 10 years, nigga. I thought. Falsely accused and I ain't do nothing. Full custody, yeah, nigga. I got it. Full custody, yeah, nigga. I got it.
To my baby. That your baby? All right. Peace. Let's come back for the next podcast episode. All right. Let's be out of here. Peace.